we're going to talk about the flip side of barriers to entry, and that's the competitive advantages. So how are you going to have a competitive advantage in a market? So we're just going to cover some of them right here. It's not an exhaustive list. So just think about it, all right? When you say like, I really think it's important to think about the game theory of what's going to happen to a market as time goes on, okay? So you may look at the market right now, but what's going to happen and how will you continue to compete for the next year, for the next 2 years? Maybe you can only compete for 2 months, but if it looks profitable when you're in that situation where you're just chasing money, I mean, you could still do it, okay? But just think about it. So over time, whoever has the economies of scale, whoever's buying the most goods, they're going to continue to get cheaper rates because they're buying such high quantity, and then they can lower their price, and they don't need, as when they have a lot of capital, they don't need a very much profit margin. You know, as long as it provides even a 10% margin and turns over 4 times a year, that's a 40% return on investment just sitting there. That beats the heck out of stocks, beats the heck out of anything. So that's going to be one competitive advantage if you can just get the best price and you have a lot of capital. What about this? Driving external traffic. Okay, if you have the ability to a large audience, if you're an influencer or something, or you can run ads really effectively and get people there, then now you could compete where maybe somebody else can't. All right. Now, there's also just having a better product market fit, and this will go along with the information advantage right there. So if you have done your research, you found all the flaws, and you've made an improvement, maybe aesthetically through a better design, or you've made a better feature to the product. Now you have that type of advantage so that people will buy yours over the other ones, okay? Now what else is there? There's value. And so when I say value though, I mean this is more bundle, okay? You're providing the same widgets as everybody else, but you've done it in a way that you've bundled them together so that there are cost savings. You've done it some probably some information advantage, and you're serving that specific people that want to buy all those together and save them those dollar bills. Now, maybe a guarantee or warranty, it's probably not going to apply as much in private label. I do suggest that everybody has a lifetime warranty on their product because barely anybody's going to take you up on it. I had it on mine, and yeah. All right, the next ones are intellectual property. So obviously if you have a patent or your trademark, that's going to help. And then obviously brand preference. It doesn't matter if you make the same thing as Nike. They're always going to outsell you, and people always want the Nike. They're not going to want whatever your brand is until you make them want it, okay? So there is that. And then there is, lastly, we've got product quality and market timing, okay? So if you're first to market, you get that first mover advantage. And then you've got that, you're up there in ranking, and you've got the reviews, and unless somebody comes in and knocks you out somehow, you're probably going to stay there. Yeah, like the highest high quality product is really just going to be a competitive advantage of, not everybody competes on price. I'm just going to say that. Competing on price is a terrible idea. There's always a market for the rich people. Terrible as it sounds, I almost always buy the most expensive product now. I didn't used to. I used to always do my research really hard, but now I will not buy something near the bottom of the market if it's in something that's important to me, because I say, that's probably of low quality. Now, the generally is okay, but it's not like there is always a market for the rich. Trust me, guys. So I just want to share a little story with you. There was a guy who, I think it's from the book Influence, where essentially there was a jewelry shop and they could not get rid of this one ring. Whatever, and they said, okay, we need to reduce the price by essentially 1/5 or something, or it's 1/2 or whatever, and they ended up either multiplying the price by 5. Instead of lowering the price a bunch, they increased the price by a bunch, and it sold right away, and they hadn't sold it for months beforehand. And it was now that this worthless rock was perceived to be worth a lot, people wanted it. So that is called perceived value, and it is true across every aspect of life, and which is possibly also why I had to do so much work to convince you guys that this course is it's valuable, and that just because the other courses cost a shit ton of money does not mean that they are worth tons of money. There's perceived value. A lot of people think, oh, ASM, that's $4,000. Guys, perceived value right there. There's always a market for the top and people that will pay the most. Trust me. I guess just like think of it like go look at the cheaper courses and you're probably like, oh, whatever, not worth much. And then you'll get ASM and like, wow, that's the best. Like, no, it's just the most expensive. Just summing this up, when you're looking at a market and you're judging your skills, take competitive advantage into effect. What is yours? Or maybe there's some more competitive advantages here. There definitely are. There's probably over 100 competitive advantages. But think of what ones you have, and then what barriers to entry you're going to overcome, and how you're going to build this moat of I'm going to penetrate the market and then protect myself. Because if you have no competitive advantages and there are 0 barriers to entry, could be tough. Will be tough, I'll be honest. So just find something.